Hey Adam, this is Jordan. I just wanted to kind of take you through how I've got the Launchpad set up. Obviously, like I said, you can change any of this stuff. I'll be sending you this whole project file and all the samples, as well as stems for going after you. But I just want to kind of show you kind of my initial thoughts, and like I said, you can change it however you want. I didn't end up programming any lights, just since I'm running the Launchpad Pro, and you're running like the standard Launchpad, so I'm pretty sure that doesn't really translate over. So for now, what I've got, I'm just running it in note mode, and so it's just displaying all the lights where I have samples in my drum rack. And so the only thing about note mode is, you know, you just want to make sure you're like in the right drum bank on here. So I'm in this one. Like if I switched it over, not all of the drum samples would be visible, but if you got it in this one, you know, you can see all of them. So yeah, I'll take you through the samples that I have here. So for going after you, in this top left quadrant here, I've got those lead line samples, and you'll have to forgive my playing because I'm also holding this phone and I don't have a click or anything, but something like that. And then, so that's like your little first line, and then you've got the, oh, I did that wrong. And then I've got these last two that, so like this one is if you want to come back into the lead line, if you're doing the double, and then this one's if you're ending it. So you can kind of hear that filter sweep on that one. And you can kind of hear that it just stays steady there. So you've got those. Then in the bottom right quadrant, you've got that lead line as it comes into the pre-chorus. So that lead line, and just kind of keeps going. And then I was thinking you could also, like, especially on some of these lead lines, you can kind of remix those lead lines and play them in a different order, and it would kind of sound cool. Like I was kind of messing around with you know, and it kind of has a different feel. It gives you that like sampled remix type feel, and you can do the same thing in the with the lead line in that big section. So I would just kind of play around with that and see what feels good to you. And then lastly, for this song, I've got in the upper right hand quadrant, first of all, my drum samples. Got the kick, and then the snare, and then I've got this tom. So we've got just those three, and then I've also got a filter sweep, and that's kind of in the bottom left quadrant. Just kind of a nice filter sweep. You can throw it in wherever you think it might fit. And then these samples right here are the breakdown and bridge samples. So I've got yeah, and that's for the first time through the bridge. And then the second time through the bridge, you know, you kind of, on the recording, you hear the so I'm just hitting these two samples at the same time, and then I'm hitting that snare in between them. So yeah, so that's going after you. And yeah, like I said, feel free to mess around with that, and I'm going to give you the full stem, so if you want to throw anything else in there, feel free. And then down here in the lower left-hand quadrant, I've got all the samples that I've got for Lord or God. And so these three right here are kind of like before the band fully kicks in during that intro. And they sound just kind of distant and stuff like that. And then once the band fully kicks in, you know, you might even hit this filter sweep that I've got here, but it's the same thing except more bright and present. Oops. Yep, and then I've also just got this thing that you can kind of do in quarter notes, or for like the choruses if you want just that extra brightness. So. And then I've got just like a little kick if you want to do some kind of kick pattern for the bridge. I don't know. I would just play around with that. If you have any other ideas, feel free to throw them in. So that's what I've got so far. Yeah, like I said, yeah, feel free to make this your own. I'm just trying to resource you and give you just some ideas. So yeah, and if you have any other questions, I can try to find the answer for you. Like, I'm not a huge like Launchpad expert by any means. So if you have any cool ideas, yeah, feel free to like let me know. And also, when you're done, making whatever adjustments you want to make, if you want to send me your Ableton project, just so I can kind of, because I'm still learning this stuff. So just so I could look over and see what ideas you came up with, that would help me too. But if you want to do that, you can do that. So yeah, so my email is jordanr@thecrossing.church, and so just email me if you have any questions. All right, bye.